10
Welcome in to Top 10 Video. We're just a small mom and pop video shop, but you're sure to find something to watch on a Friday night. I'm Robi, and beside me is the Jane to my Tarzan, Hollipop.
That's right.
This
Tarzan.
This podcast is revisiting the years I worked as a clerk at a small video store called Top 10 Video in Lockport, Louisiana. We started the journey back in November 1996. We have now arrived at August of 1997.
It's like time travel.
I know, right? Just
Yeah.
moving right along. At this time, I was beginning my second year of college at Nicholls State University. And I was expanding my exploration of film ever so slowly because I was still living with my parents. And so, as a result, there's certain things I wanted to watch that I'd heard about that I didn't really, I couldn't bring it home. Sometimes I would bring certain movies home and I would watch it after my parents went to sleep, because I did have my own television at this time. So,
And people that are just now joining the podcast are thinking that you're talking about X-rated movies.
no.
They
No.
were very religious, so
Yes,
that's
it was.
why.
It was anything basically above a PG-13.
Yeah.
Was kind of not verbatim. What's the word? Verboten.
You're the better at vocabulary than I am. I'm going to trust you on that one.
It was not allowed. I'm not going to ask you what you were doing in August of 1997.
I was going to Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Which you claim is the best community college in the country.
It was an amazing community college. It really was. Like, I didn't know how good it was until I've encountered
other community
colleges
Yes.
with my son. So now I'm like, my community college was awesome. But anyway, I wasn't attending because it was the summer. So because I didn't really take classes in the summer. But
Well, there you go.
yeah. And look at that. Dustin, you are caught in the wild.
We're not going to talk about those photos very much, but one of the images on the image on the left, where are we at?
Were we at Big Mix Video in Huntsville?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
The last video store in one of the last video stores in Alabama. And on the right, I am at Vidiot's in Los Angeles, which was the last trip that we took.
Yes.
Specifically just to go to Vidiot's. And it was a little disappointing.
Oh, well, yeah, that was a very interesting journey.
So this is the top 10 video rentals from August 15th, 1997. And we're going to start at number 10. It was Howard Stern's Private Parts. Did you see this movie?
I think I did. I've never really been that big into Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I never knew what his appeal was.
Yeah. Well, he was huge on radio at this point. And honestly, this is probably the height of his fame. He was so big on radio that they greenlit a movie about his life, which he produced. I mean, it was his idea to make this movie. And yeah, I remember watching it, and it was okay. It was actually less raunchy than I was expecting it to be. It was a lot more. It was a love story about him and his wife getting together. That's what I remember about it.
I think my age at the time is just like I wasn't too big into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, never before has a man done so much with so little. At least he could poke fun at himself.
And I did like how the innuendo of the building popping up where his penis should be. I mean, I guess that's creative.
Sure. So he's saying he has so little, but at the same time, he's saying he's as large as the Empire State Building. So make of that what you will. Number 9.
That's my jam.
Was Vegas Vacation.
Vegas Vacation.
This was the last vacation film with the original cast members, right? Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo.
The kids changed up always.
The kids changed in every single movie, as far as I know. But Beverly and Chevy...
Well, they were in the remake. They were,
but it was more of a cameo. They weren't really the main.
I like the remake, too.
This movie got horrible reviews.
I don't know why.
Look,
That's gold,
in all
man.
fairness, I don't remember anything about this vacation movie. And we were going to watch it. This was going to be the movie we watched, but
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, I did not want to pay money to watch this one.
That is very
It was
unfortunate.
not on any of the streaming services I currently already subscribe to. So there you go.
That is very unfortunate.
This time, the Griswolds are on a roll. But hey, they had a top 10. I think the Vacation series was so popular, because the previous one before this was Christmas Vacation, correct?
Oh yeah, and
So
that's
that
a
one had been
classic.
huge. They were like, we have to do it again. And I just think that I mean, you liked it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I like goofy
name a
comedies.
scene from this movie that you can remember.
I remember when he was down on his luck, and then I believe Eddie brings him into a casino, and he gets super excited. Pick a number between 1 and 10. I can do that. They're like all these games,
Uh-huh.
just normal games. I remember when he puts the gum in the Hoover Dam.
Oh, see, I don't remember any of that. I don't. I guess I have
I
to watch it
remember
again.
when Russ wins a car, and he
Okay. All right. So this is your movie.
that's
You
my jam. I told you.
and look, it was in the top 10 in August of 1997, number 9. Number 8 was The Relic.
I need some water
And
for this one.
yeah, you're like, I'm not interested in this at all. Let's see if we can switch back to here because I do have notes about some of these things.
I may have watched The Relic. What was that about? A
Well,
relic?
The Relic was actually based on the successful novel by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. And the novel was called just Relic. There was no the.
Hmm.
No the in front of it.
What makes them add an article in front of it then? Why did they do
I
that?
think in the film world, they think it has a little more gravitas, like The Relic. Sounds more impressive than Relic.
Or maybe there was a film already called Relic.
It's possible as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible as well. The book actually kicked off the would become the incredibly successful Pendergast book series, and it is ironic because in this movie they completely delete the character of Pendergast, who would be the main character of all the other books in the series.
See, if I remembered that movie, I would know what you're talking about right now.
Yes, well, I wanted to watch this one too, but again,
We can watch it
it was not.
if it's on the list again.
So what they did for this movie is they combined the character of Agent Pendergast, who's actually from New Orleans, and with that of the New York detective, or is it Chicago detective? I forget.
Get
They
your facts
they
straight.
switched it from the novel. In the novel, I think it's one art museum, museum of natural history, and then the novel it's a different. The movie's different. They have to change the city. But there's a detective called D'Agosta, Vincent D'Agosta. Sounds New York. And in the movie, he is played by Tom Sizemore, and they combine the scenes of Pendergast and the detective to make one character in the movie. Little did they know that Pendergast would be the character that would be in every other, you know,
Interesting.
for almost decades. The book series is still going on.
So it's set in a museum.
Yes, well, people are getting killed in the museum, and they don't know what it is. It seems to be some sort of a creature, and it's a good book.
Oh,
It's a good movie too. Penelope Ann Miller is in it. Very effective horror thriller directed by the action maestro Peter Hyams.
that remind like this is a current event that's going on, but like that went on. You heard about the Louvre?
I have not. Oh, the robbery at the Louvre?
The robbery at the Louvre. But did you hear what their password was?
No. Password?
Louvre. I think it was
Oh,
Louvre or something.
seriously?
Or something. It was like something.
So even at the Louvre, they're not trying too hard. Good guess. I mean, it's better than password, I guess, but
Or 1 2 3 4.
password with a capital P. Number 7, August 15th, 1997, was Donnie Brasco.
If this was a gangster movie, I probably would have liked it, but I don't know if I watched it.
I definitely saw it. It's based on a true story, as the box art denotes. We have Al Pacino playing the mobster. We have Johnny Depp playing the undercover FBI agent who gets a little bit too close and he actually kind of likes it. Maybe he had daddy issues. I don't remember all the details of this movie. I just remember that it was a true story. Yeah, it's a gangster movie. If you like gangster movies, this is one of the good
I think
ones.
I like the old day gangster movies. Like I liked Goodfellas
Yes,
and
I wouldn't put this up there with Goodfellas. Still on the charts after several months. John Travolta just refuses to go away. He was number 3 last month, and this month he is number 6, so he's dropped a couple of spots in that ornery angel tale, Michael. And that's pretty much all we're going to say about that
yeah, we've
because
talked
we
about
talked
Michael
about Michael
enough.
ad nauseum here. Number 5, we've got Eddie Murphy, who was on the charts at the end of 96 and early 97 with The Nutty Professor. And here he is back on the chart again, right smack dab in the middle, with the movie Metro.
Did we do one on the Nutty Professor?
Yes, we did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So, what I'm going to say about this is that Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. The New York Daily News said Murphy is funnier than ever. But actually, this movie wasn't. I don't remember this movie being much of a comedy. Like, it's kind
I
of
don't
serious.
remember the movie.
He is a hostage negotiator, and there's actually some pretty tense scenes, particularly at the end, of him like trying to negotiate with the villain of the piece. And I don't. It's not really played for laughs. Like, it's not a comedy. It's not like Beverly Hills Cop or you know.
So I guess the marketing team was like,
It's
people are
Eddie.
going to see a movie because it's Eddie
It's Eddie
Murphy
Murphy, right?
and he's funny.
He's funny, and I don't know who said Murphy is funnier than ever. Again,
That not in this
not
movie,
in this movie.
but I saw him the other day at the supermarket and he was funnier than ever.
Funnier than ever. Yes, it's weird how you see movies and in certain parts of them stick in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see other movies and you don't remember a damn thing about it. And this is one of those movies that I do not remember a damn thing about. I know I watched it, but I cannot. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you a single scene from it. Other than the fact I remember he was a hostage negotiator. That's about it. All right, number 4. We've got good old Clint.
It looks like Abraham Lincoln in that picture.
Really? We should.
Yeah, like from the angle I'm seeing
He
him, like
doesn't. He doesn't have a.
like
Maybe a little bit.
you
That's
want to
that's.
switch spots and see?
It's no. It's weird that he never. He never. He could have played Lincoln. I'm
He
seeing
could
it
have.
now. Just the shadows on his face and the wrinkles.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he could have played Lincoln.
yeah,
Similar hairlines. They had the widow's peak going on. I don't
yeah.
know. Absolute Power. Did you see this?
Was he a president?
Well, it is about the president, partially. Clint Eastwood plays a thief in this movie, and he is robbing something. I don't remember what it is. And he has a camera set up, and he actually witnesses a crime committed involving the president of the United States, played by Gene Hackman. And Ed Harris is also in this movie. It's a great cast. I mean, across the board. Eastwood was probably, now that I think about it, one of the more consistent directors of the 90s. Like, I don't remember ever watching one of his movies because, again, almost every movie he came out with, he also directed. Starting in like the 70s, that was like his thing. He every once in a while would go make another movie with another director, but for the most part, every single movie he made, he also directed. And he's one of the rare major stars who did that. Like, he directed almost all of his own films.
Yeah, I guess Ron Howard directed, but he didn't star in
He
his
wouldn't
films.
star in his films, yeah.
Yeah,
So, but he was just super consistent. Like, some movies were better than others, but almost every one of his films, you would watch it and you would expect a pretty good movie. And I remember enjoying this one, and it was very taboo at the time to have the president involved in a murder and
hmm
being a little bit of a crook. I mean, I guess you had Nixon and stuff back in the day, but yeah, pretty good movie. Absolute Power. Number 3.
hmm
Mhm. One.
some mustard and what is it? Mustard and potatoes that he ate.
That's it. Is that all he eats? Mustard and potatoes? I
I,
don't remember
I
that.
don't I don't know.
Billy Bob Thornton burst onto the scene with Sling Blade. He had struggled in Hollywood up to this point, and finally decided I'm just going to make my own movie. And so he made a short film version of it first, called they call it a Sling Blade. I think it was about 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long. and it was a huge success at film festivals and on the circuit and everything. And so they financed a full length version, and it gets nominated for Academy Awards. It's considered one of the best films of the year. Sling Blade.
Angelina Jolie gets the hots for him.
Well, this would happen several years later.
Yeah, but she, it started by her seeing him in
It
Sling
all
Blade.
yes, that all
I
started.
gotta get me some of that.
Gotta get me some Sling Blade, some Billy Bob.
Yeah,
some Billy Bob. Number 2, moving right along. This was our spotlight film last month.
yeah. We watched Scream. Yeah, we ended up watching all of the Screams.
We did. We watched all of the Screams.
Oh my god! And that was the first half of the Screams. That was a good adventure, but the second half was a waste of time.
Well, I would specifically, I would say the films made post Wes Craven's death, I could have done without. Not particularly memorable, those films.
Yeah.
But the first 4, I would say they each have moments.
I would have rather went to the dentist than seeing those
none
last
of the
three.
none of the none of those sequels, recent sequels, I don't think have held up.
And I'm concerned about any other sequel that comes out.
Well, the next
I'm concerned you're going to make me watch
they're
it.
making another one, but this time it's Kevin Williamson who wrote the first movie, who's directing it. So then maybe it'll go back to the original, the original story, which is still the best film in my opinion. Scream was the first Scream was the best Scream, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
That's usually how it is. Like sequels have a tendency to not be as good.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah.
The law of diminishing returns. All right, number 1, August 15th, 1997.
What is it?
Can you believe it?
We watched that.
It was Jungle to Jungle.
What are the odds?
A Disney film starring Tim Allen. And it's very difficult for me to believe that, because now Tim Allen, he's relegated back to television. I mean, yes, he's in his 70s now. He's an older man. But for a while there in the 90s, Tim Allen was a giant movie star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was all Disney movies, but still in all.
What other movies was he in besides Jungle to Jungle? Oh, he was in the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus came out.
Which, by the way, it is Christmas time.
It is. The Santa Claus came out the year before Jungle to Jungle and was a giant hit. Yeah. Do you know the story of Tim Allen and Disney and how all that happened?
No.
Yeah. So Tim Allen had a sitcom called Home Improvement.
Of course.
That was hugely popular.
Everybody watched it back then.
In the late 90s. And my family, amongst many others, this was like, we loved it. It was one of the favorite shows.
It was a fun show.
The whole family could sit down and watch. We all thought it was funny. They had kids he had 3 boys. My family had 3 girls and 2 boys. So we had more kids than them, but there was always a kid that was close to one of our ages, I guess, that you could identify with. And so, and my
Which one did your sisters have a crush on?
Oh, it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was the middle son. And he had a nice little career as well for a while before he retired from acting. Home Improvement was on ABC. In 1996, Disney buys ABC. So they basically own Home Improvement. They own Tim Allen. But they really like his show. It's one of the top shows in the country. And so they offer him a movie deal. He makes a deal with Disney to make a series of films for them. And the first one is The Santa Claus. And it is directed by John Pasquin, who also directed episodes of Home Improvement. So John and Tim were friends. They would work together on Home Improvement. And he said, you know what, let's take Tim and let's, do the Santa Claus project. Well, that's a giant hit. So, of course, they want to follow it up with another movie. Well, there's this French film that came out in 95, 96, I forget, called Little Indian Big City.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically take this French film and they adapt it for American audiences, and they call it Jungle to Jungle. Exact same story. If you watch Little Indian Big City, same movie.
You saw it?
I did not. But I remember seeing the trailer for it. It's the same exact story. It's a kid who is raised, basically remote in a remote area of the world, and discovers that he has a father in Paris, and the father takes him to Paris, and he wants to climb the Eiffel Tower. Like that's the thing. That's his. In here, he wants to climb the Statue of Liberty, but in the French version, it's the Eiffel Tower that he wants to climb.
It was a fun movie.
Um, I
Critics
look. I think that Tim Allen is a little bit miscast as a commodities broker here. He had basically made his reputation on being, kind of a
a
guy who
gruff
work.
man,
Yes, a guy who works with his hands, and he's a
but it's called acting, and you
yeah, but
spread
that's
out the
just
different
that's just it. He's
roles.
not that good of an actor. He's good at acting
I think he's good.
in what he's good at.
I
But
liked him
there
as
were
a
some
commodities
scenes in this
broker.
movie that I like, just him on Wall Street, like pretending to be a
It
stock.
was just a fun movie. You're not supposed to take it so
I'm just saying,
seriously.
he's dating this woman in New York, and she's a hoity-toity.
Is it Marcia Gay Harden?
No, no,
Was
no.
her?
It is Lolita Davidovich. You were close.
I wasn't close at all.
Marcia Gay Harden, Lolita Davidovich. I mean, come on, it's like the same, almost
They
the same
look
name.
similar.
Yeah, I do think that this movie it hasn't held up. I liked it more when I was younger, but it was okay. There were still moments that I
This
laughed
came out
here.
in August of '97. Is that when it came out?
Well, it
Is that
came
what?
out in theaters at the beginning of '97.
Yeah. Well, I think I watched it later when with my because I had a child born in '99.
Right.
So I watched it later, like in the early 2000s, and
Hmm.
I enjoyed it then. And you know what? I think I still enjoyed it now. I think
Okay.
it held up.
Okay. So you enjoyed it.
I did. It
I
was much better than all those screams we watched.
well, I'll give you some of that. I'll say the film, whenever the film does work, I think it's because of the relationship between Michael's character, played by Tim Allen, and Mimi Siku,
Played by
the
Sam
son character,
Huntington,
played
right?
by Sam Huntington. This was
Which he has always been a good actor to me. He has such expressive eyes.
he's very good in this film, and he makes you believe that he was a kid, that was raised in this other environment, and so he's sort of like a Tarzan type character. The whole conceit of this movie is that Michael is has got a fiance, played by Lolita Davidovich, and the issue here is that she wants to get married, but he's still married to his previous wife. And I say
Yes.
previous, she's still his current wife. But she left and just went off to the jungle,
Yeah.
like apparently what 14 years ago, 13 years prior,
And apparently she was pregnant with his
and she was
son.
pregnant. And unbeknownst to him, she has this kid in the jungle, and
She
yes,
decides to raise him.
she raises him in the jungle and never tells Tim Allen anything. Just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And so he discovers he has a son. The whole scene where he goes to the jungle, I don't know. There's a lot of jokes there that they make at the natives, and it's kind of goofy. It's for kids. Some of it lands, most of it didn't really. I liked it more when I was a kid. Well, I say kid, I was 18, but
Yeah. You're still a kid. Your
yeah,
prefrontal
you
cortex
have
isn't developed until you're 24.
yeah.
So
But as you were saying, Sam Huntington, I think sort of saves this movie. I think his character works really well. And many years later, he would go on to play Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns. I remember my younger siblings loving this movie. We used to quote some of the lines, call each other baboon and, cat piss. No, we didn't do that. Gene Siskel called this the worst film of 1997.
well, it still made money and it was number one. So
It did make money. And even on home video, it made more money. On this rewatch, some things that I really liked. The aerial shots at the beginning, I didn't remember. And again, this is the first time I'm seeing it in HD on a giant television screen. It's like a real life Pandora.
mhm.
Like it's just beautiful shots of like this river and these mountains. And it was actually shot in Venezuela. I always loved Martin Short, but I thought this is not his best performance. He's a little over the top too soon, I thought. The stuff with the fish later on is kind of cool. That's probably some funny stuff when he
And
eats his
when he eats his fish.
yeah, when he his reaction to that is pretty good. And then when he goes and catches regular fish to put back in the aquarium, it's pretty good. It was really nice to see the 1996 skyline of New York City with the Twin Towers still
Yeah.
standing. Like you forget about it until you see it in a movie like that. And they have some really great shots of the city in this movie at like sunrise and it was
It's
nice.
kind of sad, like, because you think back to when you probably first watched it,
Hmm.
nobody had any clue what
No,
was
it
going to
was just
happen.
that was New York. That was part of New York.
Yeah.
So we talked about the cat piss. So that's what his name supposedly means. He does pee in this movie multiple times, or attempts to, in places he should not, both indoors and outdoors.
So it's a fitting
So I
name.
guess it does. One of my favorite lines too is when Tim slash Michael is telling his son where to pee. He brings him in the bathroom and he's like, "Before you pee, you lift the seat. After you pee, you put the seat back down. Females in tribes start war over this. Many deaths." It's true. True.
And the way he delivered that line was good.
Oh
So
no,
I don't
no.
know.
There's stuff in the movie that works. The whole description of the Statue of Liberty as the woman who holds fire up Sky's butt.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. And there's a Yoko Ono joke in there too. That when they're in the boat, I don't quite remember how it goes,
I
but
don't either.
I remember you did laugh for that. That was the one time I heard you laugh. My siblings always loved that Mimi Siku calls Michael Baboon. And of course, we used to call our dad Baboon. Just,
Did y'all do it before the movie or after the movie?
both. Yeah.
Seriously?
No, just kidding. It was after.
Okay.
There's some dark stuff in this movie, too. He straight up kills a pigeon with a bow and arrow. That's one of the pigeons that this old lady or whatever like feeds on her balcony. And he kills it with a bow and arrow.
That's no darker than the fish though.
And they show, well, yeah, but they show it. They don't show him. Well, they do show him them cooking the fish, but they don't show him kill the fish. Like this is like a shot of an arrow going through a pigeon, like, and it pegs it to the wall. And I'm like, man, this is a Disney movie. This is pretty hardcore for 1997. There are a few more adult themes that crop up in this one. Mimi Siku shares a hammock with newcomer Lily Sobieski, who plays Martin Short's daughter. I don't know what they were doing in the hammock, but
Sure, just they were just innocently
sure.
hanging out.
And apparently, Lolita Davidovich has a nice poochie poochie, which I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to represent.
Do we need to have a talk?
But she's in bed. No, but here's the thing: she's in bed,
Oh, when he lifts up the
and
sheet.
he lifts up the sheet, and he goes, "Nice poochie poochie." She's like, "What?"
He could have meant something innocent. He could
He
have
could have
meant
meant something
something.
innocent. Well, he obviously didn't mean anything innocent. It's his spider. His spider gets away, and it
Yeah.
wreaks havoc everywhere. And if you're a fan of spiders wreaking havoc, this movie is probably for you. But yeah, I thought that was you wouldn't normally see that in Disney film. Just saying, nice poochie poochie, whatever that means. I could have done without Tim Allen dancing the Cabbage Patch.
Well, that aged the movie a
I
little bit.
realized that the the scene was supposed to be a bonding scene between the two of them, and he's sort of letting go his uptight personality, his Wall Street vibe, and becoming more in tune with
But it does kind of show the culture of the time. The Cabbage Patch
sure,
was a thing
sure,
then.
yeah.
So, I mean, you might look back on it fondly when you watch it when you're older. You're like, oh, I remember back when I did the
But
Cabbage
that's just it. I
Patch.
never did the Cabbage Patch. I could do without seeing Tim Allen do the Cabbage
But
Patch.
I love watching movies like from the 40s and the 30s where they're dancing to the big band music and
Sure,
flipping. I
it's
wonder if
very
there's
nice.
somebody like you that'll be like, I can't believe they're dancing like that, you know?
Big band music. Meh. The Russian mob is also in this movie.
Always.
I
Every
mean,
time my students write a story, the Russian mob is
you
in it.
can't have a Disney film, a Disney family film, without the Russian mob being involved. And the Russian hit guy, the Russian mobster, is played by not a Russian, David Ogden Stiers, trying his damnedest to do a Russian accent to varying degrees of success. Again, I thought all of that was kind of stupid. I didn't. I felt like the movie had enough plot going on without adding the whole mobster storyline. And
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like I would have preferred to see more scenes between Tim Allen and the son instead of seeing scenes with them going to this mobster and all. Like it just, I don't know. It didn't seem to flow well. And maybe this is from the French film. I don't know. Maybe it's French mobsters. I don't know. I never saw the French version. And at the end of the movie, it's I always thought it was weird that everybody shows up in the jungle. Like it's not just Tim Allen that goes back to see his son. It's Martin Short, his wife, his daughter. They're all just going to the remote middle of freaking nowhere to see Mimi Siku. I mean, I guess his girlfriend had to go. They've been sending letters, to each other.
maybe.
Uh,
Well, you wouldn't go to the jungle. Let's say Brent was going to the jungle to see his son, and we had a daughter. Let's say we had a daughter, and
uh-huh.
she fell in love with his son.
Hmm.
You wouldn't want to go to the jungle.
No, no,
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want my
no,
daughter around his son
no.
and
Well,
just a
not because of
loincloth.
that.
Well, I mean, he'd be running around with a loincloth and
Not,
giving her
not
pans.
not just because of that. It just the fact that going to the jungle is never an option. Just not going to the jungle. So yeah, it's implied at the end of the movie that the wife of Tim Allen's character and he will get back together. She's played by Jo Beth Williams, and she seems a little bit more of a better fit than Lolita Davidovich. But again, the character he's supposed to be playing should match with him. But Tim Allen and Lolita Davidovich have zero chemistry in this movie. I
Well, she
never,
was such
I-
a horrible
but that's just
person.
it. I never bought them as a couple. It's like, well, when did that happen? Did they meet at a party where they're both drunk?
I guess it was to show how superficial he
Yes, he
was.
was. He was just going off of her looks, and he clearly wasn't having fun with her. I mean, she was constantly with her fashion designer pals, and they were
Yeah.
filming their life, which is an early version of like Keeping
What's
Up with the
happening today?
Kardashians or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Like everybody films their lives
So,
now.
will Michael get back with Jo Beth Williams? I don't know what her name is. I don't remember what her name is. Fun fact: Jo Beth Williams is married to John Pasquin, the director of this movie.
Really? I did not know
Yeah, there you
that.
go. There you go. There you go. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
I do like when he cooked the fish.
When he cooked the
I
fish.
do like it. And then he replaced the fish. That was pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked the whole movie though. It was a feel good
I
movie.
look. I didn't hate it. I don't understand the hatred that came from the critics with this film. I mean, at the
Because
end of
they
the
haven't
day,
seen films today.
exactly. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I think the bad movie, like this, was never considered a great movie. You would never
Yeah.
call it a great movie, but it's a solid movie. Like
It's kind of
it's
like Flubber was back in the 50s.
yes.
It's,
Well, even Flubber in the '90s with Robin Williams.
yeah. They all had, but they were meant to be funny. They weren't meant to be critical
Yeah,
successes.
it
There were
felt
fun
it
movies.
felt like an old school Disney movie, and it now is an old school Disney movie. It's over 30. It's 30 years old.
Oh God.
I mean, it's gonna be in a
Oh
couple
my
of years. It'll be
God.
30 years old.
That just means I'm old.
Yeah, 30 years old. So watching it as an adult for me, the nostalgia was there, clouding my vision a little bit. The movie is not nearly as funny as I remember it being, though I did chuckle a few times on this watch. I think the father son element is the most effective here. And it was a little emotional when Michael gives Mimi Siku the Statue of Liberty lighter because he's supposed to bring back the fire from the statue. And
And
when,
I think it does illustrate like how a child can turn even the most selfish person into somebody that's more giving and loving and thoughtful and caring and give them more empathy and concern for others.
sure, yeah, yeah, no, I think it was a good illustration of what having a kid can do to an adult.
Yeah.
Because he was immature and he was childish and he was There's some great. There's a couple of really good scenes where he sort of comes to terms with that, where he teaches Mimi Siku about the word obligated. Like, oh, that means that I have to do something that I don't want to do.
Hmm.
And then he slips up and says that he was obligated to bring him. And
Hmm.
that's like the big,
And yeah, I mean, Siku it was intelligent enough to say, "Oh,
I see how it is.
I get it."
It's like you doing this podcast.
What?
You're obligated.
I'm not obligated. I could walk off right now if I wanted to,
Okay,
but
well,
I'm not. I want to be here in front of this Christmas tree next to you, my handsome husband.
and on that note, so what are you going to rate Jungle to Jungle?
I am going to rate Jungle to Jungle a 7.
7 out of 10.
Hmm.
Wow. Holly's going with a 7 out of 10. I'm going to be a little bit lower than that, and I'm going to say a 5.5 out of 10. Again, I think it's an adequate movie. I feel like the stuff that I really like about it is very nostalgic, and my whole. But as they could have done without the Russian mobster stuff. That was
You
all.
were excited about watching this movie, though. You're like, oh, we got to watch Jungle to Jungle,
I don't think I was that excited about it.
because clearly you were more excited about that than Vegas Vacation. Because you're like, oh, I'm not paying
Well,
for
here's the
Vegas
thing. I
Vacation.
had memories when we talk about watching movies from years and years back, and there's some movies that you remember nothing from them. I remember nothing from Vegas Vacation, but I had very strong memories from this film. So that's interesting how that
I have
works out.
strong memories from Vegas
There you
Vacation.
go. We will see you next time with the top 10 list from September of 1997 and a spotlight on one of those films.
And if this Christmas tree is still up, don't judge.
I don't know if we can do that or not. We'll see. We got vacation coming up. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, peeps.